Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on this upcoming DC universe of ours. So we are only a few weeks out from the official commencement of this new DCU under the creative guidance of James Gunn. That, of course, coming in the form of the premiere of the animated Max series, HBO Max, but I guess it's just now officially called Max. Yeah, that series of Creature Commandos are coming out on December 5th, I think it is from memory. So yeah, like I'm trying to do the quick math in my head. It's about what 2.5, like 3 weeks away. Roughly, we'll just say 2.5, 3 weeks away, roughly, somewhere in that margin, which is crazy to think. You know, I know it's feels like it's been a long time since James Gunn first one got the job, but two released that video, which was at the beginning of last year. So like we're going on, was it beginning? Yeah, beginning of last year, which is crazy to think. So we're almost at 2 years since that video and we haven't got anything. But it's because once that was announced, then things could start getting made, and you just don't create stuff in like 2 months. Well, I mean, you could, but it'd probably be pretty arsed if you're being completely honest. But of course, throughout the past, like, I don't know, week and a half or something, we have got a various amount of news as well as like just reports coming out. So stuff that isn't confirmed, but it's being reported by somewhat reliable sources. So we're going to be going over that in this video. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your various thoughts on this stuff, anything you're looking forward to, any opinions you want to give, let me know. And of course, if you go on to enjoy the video, want to show your support, drop a like, takes 2 seconds. So the first thing we got, and I think this came out maybe on the night of the Penguin finale, I think it might have been, but they released like what's coming next on either HBO Max or HBO as a whole. And they showed clips from a various bunch of shows, like from that new Dune show. I think Last of Us Season 2 got a couple of things there. But they also showed some stuff from Peacemaker Season 2. Now, we still don't have a confirmation, I think, as to whether this is 100% coming out on HBO Max, or Max, want to say, or it might move to HBO. The only 2 shows which got confirmed to be moving to HBO, I think, were, well, of course, The Penguin, which already is aired. That was going to be HBO Max, but it got moved to HBO. And then, of course, Lanterns. But we don't have, like, we don't know if Waller's going to HBO. We don't know if Peacemaker Season 2 is. Peacemaker Season 2 could be, like, changed in, like, March of next year to go into HBO. They could honestly move it late if they wanted to, but we don't know at this point what's going on. But we did get a first look at it in the mix there. Now, to be completely honest, and this is probably why it didn't really spread too much, it didn't really show anything. Like, it didn't show much. Like, it showed new stuff, I guess, but if you were honestly, like, if someone showed you these shots and they didn't tell you it was from Season 2, outside of maybe this one of John Cena looking to stab someone, you would just think they are from Season 1. Honestly, you would just think they're from Season 1, but like, oh, okay, I don't really specifically remember that, but yeah, whatever, that might just be a Season 1 shot. But it confirms all of the main crew is returning for Season 2. So it's not like, oh, Vigilante's not coming back or Adebayo's not coming back, because it looks like Adebayo is going to be a somewhat main character in that Wallace series whenever that gets up and rolling. So yeah, they're all coming back, and I'd assume they're going to play this sort of, you know, it's going to be a very similar format to what we saw in Season 1 in regards to how much of these characters are in the show. And to be honest, they might not want to, like, actually, there's one shot that they did show, which was a shot of Rick Flag Sr., and this did cause a bit of, like, I don't even say controversy, but discussion. Like, it probably was controversy in regards to what people were saying, but it was that he doesn't look anything like the animated version. Which I guess you could say, okay, well, does that mean like when characters cross over from animation to live action and vice versa, then they can just change up the design if they want to? But I think the report that came out is that Frank Grillo was literally jumping between projects while filming Peacemaker Season 2, and he had, like, I think contractually he'd signed up for the other one first, and that's his look. Like, they didn't want to dye his hair grey or anything like that. I don't really care, to be completely honest, because I think the live action should take precedent, so maybe they should have changed the animation, but at the end of the day, I don't think it matters too much. But yeah, we see a quick shot of him, but once again, nothing really much there. But speaking of Peacemaker Season 2, people have been wondering, okay, when are we going to get this show? We know it's, I think some of the people might have, I think like a lot of the show is wrapped up already, like a lot of the actors. I think there's some stuff with John Cena and a couple of other actors left to go, but it's like literally got maybe like a day or 2 left, I think, from when this video might come out. So people have been wondering, when is it going to come out? Because we know it's not going to come out before Superman. We know Superman's going to be the first like live action project within this new DC universe that, you know, we get to see. But it was reported by IGN that apparently Peacemaker Season 2, or Peacemaker 2, a lot of people are calling it, will debut in August of next year, 2025. And you might be wondering, okay, well, that's not too far away. Well, in regards to Superman, It's not far away either. It's only a month, roughly, depending on the actual specific date within August. It's only a month after Superman. Superman comes out on the 11th of July. So if it comes out, even if it comes out before August 11th, it's within the month, which I don't think will be the case. I think we'll probably get it mid to late August, just so there at least is a month between Superman and this. But that really makes you think that Superman's story will lead into Peacemaker Season 2 in some way. I'm not saying that Peacemaker Season 2 continues the story within Superman that we see, because you would assume it's a Superman story. It'd be weird if Peacemaker carried it on. But there's some sort of like through line that carries on into Peacemaker Season 2, even if it's like a minor subplot. Of course, we know that Rick Flag Sr. or Frank Grillo's Rick Flag Sr. will be in Superman, but in a minor role. It's not a major role, but he'll be in that film. And then maybe whatever's happening with him in that film then continues into Peacemaker Season 2 in some way, whether it's the full-on continuation or whatever happens in Superman bleeds into something else that happens in Peacemaker Season 2, but they're connected. I mean, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we actually see the character of Peacemaker in the film in some way, whether that's the core story or a post-credit scene. But if you had to put money on it, you'd say that maybe the through line between Superman heading into Peacemaker Season 2 and the connectiveness there is Frank Grillo's Rick Flag Sr. You'd have to think so. And maybe another character or two. I'm not too sure. In regards to Season 2 of Peacemaker, it's weird because the show came out so long ago, the first season. Like, the first season was, I think it was around the time that James Gunn took over. Like, that video came out. It was like, yeah, because it was like really early 2023, I think. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Really early 2023. So it's going to be about, 2.5 years roughly, or just over 2.5 years, I think, from when Peacemaker Season 1 ended to when Season 2 will premiere, which is a long time. And of course, it does have the pressure of being the only thing that's really carrying on from the previous universe into this new one. So I'm intrigued to see what they do there. In regards to excitement levels, it's probably, to be honest, it's probably similar to like Creature Commandos. Like, I'm going to watch it, but I'm not counting down the days. I'm much looking forward to something like Lens, like Superman, like Booster Gold, like a lot of the other things there. But I like Peacemaker Season 1. I don't understand the massive criticism around it. Is it perfect? No. Has it got a bit of a weaker story? Yeah. But the characters are fun as hell to be around, and that'll definitely draw me into watching Season 2. Now, in regards to, I guess, like rumors and James Gunn addressing them, we know that he sometimes does, sometimes doesn't. He seems to avoid the ones that have a bit of truth to them, and seems to debunk the ones that he feels that need to be debunked. Just to sort of stop them having any momentum. But a rumor came out that the Justice League movie, or the first Justice League film in James Gunn's DCEU, would adapt the New Frontier storyline, which is a comic, of course, but does have an animated, like, Elseworld sort of film that you can go watch if you want to. But he did reply saying, nope, sorry, no truth to this whatsoever. But there was also another thing that came out from Daniel RPK, a well-known scooper, leaker, whatever you want to call him, and he hinted at the Center's cult being the antagonist in Lanterns, which would potentially be where the above rumor stems from in regards to New Frontier being the inspiration, or I guess just straight up source material for this, rumored or apparent first Justice League film in James Gunn's DCU, as the Center, otherwise known as Dinosaur Island, which is a name you might have heard before, Dinosaur Island. I think that was rumored to be in Creature Commandos, which it might be. I'm not too sure if it's going to be in there, but I think it was rumored to be in Creature Commandos. I don't know if that's the case or not. But, the Center is the villain in that New Frontier storyline. Now, I don't think I like the idea of, like, whether it's the cult or the Center itself. It does say that the Center's cult will be the antagonist in Lanterns. I don't know if I necessarily love that idea. I'd prefer if it was more something connected to the larger Lantern Corps world. But there is this thing where, like, in Lands, apparently there's going to be this small town where a lot of the citizens are protecting this dark secret, which could be the Center. But you'd think could be more like, that would be them. What does that mean? The Center is in like rural America. It's not its own separate thing, which is a big change up. So that'd be weird if that's the case. But we know that Lands will really be, I guess, the big push for the larger threat in at least the opening chapter of this universe being developed by Gunn. So whoever the villain is, whether it is a specific main villain or a like outreach of one, such as like the Center's cult, so not the villain itself, but someone connected to them, whoever they are, they're going to be something that continues going forward in some way, shape or form, or be connected to the major, larger threat going on, at least at the end of the first chapter. We don't know how James Gunn's framing it. Like, he has said like 8 to 10 years is his idea for his control of this world and this storyline, but we know like Gods and Monsters is the name of chapter 1, and you have to assume we at least get 2 chapters. So does the story end with this potential thread that's developed in Lanterns? Does that end at the end of chapter 1? Or does it continue into chapter 2 and it's just more segmenting, maybe like specific characters that are focused in when it comes to the specific chapters? In regards to what the center can do, mind control is the big one for a story in live action, whether it is specifically with the cults or just other things that it does. So if that extended to Lands, it'd be mind control, people acting a bit weird, then it gets revealed what's really happening. But also in like a big Justice League film, you know, if it was the villain in that, it'd be easy to assume you would see heroic characters get controlled and used against them non-controlled or non-mind controlled heroes. Like even in Lantern specifically, if they wanted to do that, Hal Jordan could get mind controlled. And then all of a sudden, you know, might not get a Yellow Lantern Corps member like Sinestro or a Red Lantern Corps member versing a Green Lantern, but you can get Green Lantern versus Green Lantern because one of them is mind controlled and is trying to kill the other. So you could easily get that if they wanted to. And the final thing to talk about is going back to Creature Commandos. We did get a new poster, and I was trying to remember what the release date was. It was December 5th because I knew I put this down here. December 5th on Max. Just some artwork here. It looks fine. There is like the early review copies have been sent out. But spoilers are starting to leak, which is the bad thing because I've seen like randoms, like absolute random ass people get them, which is always a big issue, especially nowadays because like just like random, like I don't want to say shit posting accounts, but you know, like there's random accounts on Twitter that just engage, like engagement farming accounts that have like the blue tick and stuff. They get the things now, and they're the ones that are looking for attention. So they're the ones that are just pretty much going to spoil it, or they know someone that has early review copies, they get the login, they watch it, and then they leak the spoilers. So I don't think it's going to be anything major, but it might be something that you're looking forward to. Like I heard something like they sort of spoiled that a character that no one thought would actually be in the show actually is sort of seen in the show. And I'm like, why would you spoil that? But anyway, we'll wait and see if anything else comes out of it. But I'm expecting the show to have some decent things moving forward from it, but also it not to be this like literally like universe busting show, if that makes sense. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens when it hits December 5th. I think it's coming out with 2 episodes. I think it's a 2 or 3 episode premiere week. I think it's 2. I think I remember hearing 2, but we'll wait and see what happens there. In regards to whether I'm going to review it, I'd say maybe as a whole once it's done, but it's like it's very similar to, I have a feeling it's going to be very similar to, oh, actually probably not, because I didn't review Peacemaker weekly because I knew it wasn't going to be a show worth reviewing weekly because it wasn't story based. Creature Commandos looks like it will, but it's hard to tell with Gunn because Gunn is very much in the character thing rather than story, but he might have changed his tune for this show specifically to get people in. But I'll wait and see. I'll wait and see once I watch the first 2 episodes and I should get a feel, and then I'll be like, okay, well, I'll review this weekly. But also, I think it's only like half an hour, 20-minute episodes or something like that, so it's not a lot of content. But I don't know. Once again, we'll wait and see. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you drop a like and to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on everything we went over this video. Always curious to read what you guys are thinking. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.